Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Christmas Day video. Yes, we don't even take Christmas Day off, that's right. So, Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Hope you guys have an awesome Christmas with your families. And, let's do the usual thing. In this one, I'm going to show what I got for Christmas, just a few things. And also, usual Walking Dead Q&A video for today. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost its wheel and the Joker got away. It's okay, I'm allowed. It's Christmas. I'm allowed to sing this time. Yeah. So, like I said, Merry Christmas, guys. You guys can write in the comments below what you got for Christmas. Just going to show off a couple things. I didn't get too much stuff this year. I've been a really crazy busy year. Didn't buy myself too much stuff. But for me, kind of the hottest toy line the last couple years, because you guys know I do collect toys, right? You can tell, right? You can tell. I don't have any Batman stuff in my background, but for this year I did get some Batman toys. I got Batman animated series stuff. So if you guys didn't know, I'm a huge old school fan of Batman. Huge fan of Batman the animated series. Last year I got a Batmobile, which was really cool. This year DC Collectibles, they came out with like a bat plane or a bat wing. It's like the actual bat plane. They had the animated series, but it was super expensive. It was like $250. So I was like, ooh, I'm not sure if I'm going to get that yet. I might get it later. I haven't got it yet. But this year I did get the Joker. So this is New Adventures Joker, New Adventure style Joker, who's really, really cool. Really cool figure. And he came with the babies, right? Harley's hyenas. Remember the animated series, guys, where she'd have the hyenas instead of like dogs, and everybody else has got like dogs, and she has like the hyenas. I like this face in this one; it's like cackling, so that's fun. And so this was I've had this one for a while. I never opened it. It's this is the animated series Joker, but this is the New Adventures Joker because they switched styles. And then I got a Harley too, so that's cool. And there's a few more that are coming out. There's like a ventriloquist and a Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, and there's some other cool Batman figures that are hitting. So that's pretty much what I got for this year. That's all I got. But of course, I didn't really need to buy that much stuff because I got some figures recently. I got the 3-0 Rick and I got 3-0 Jamie, and you guys saw the Bat and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm good for this year. I think I got enough stuff. Plus, I got The Walking Dead Season 6. I haven't got Fear yet. I want to get Fear Season 2, and I want to get Game of Thrones Season 6 because that was freaking awesome, man. So maybe something for me to get, this week, Boxing Day, or something when I get some more time, get some time to go shopping and stuff, might pick that up. But yeah, that's all I got for this year, guys. So it was still a lot of fun. It's not about always getting stuff. Remember, spending time with your family is more important, and all that good stuff. Christmas dinner and all that stuff. So that's always fun too. Going to have that later on tonight when I go to the parents' house. But yeah, man. So that's what I got. Right in the comments below what you guys got for Christmas this year. And so for the usual stuff, so we'll start with an addendum to the top 5 TV series for 2016. So I wanted to mention, because the video got a lot of heat. There was a lot of comments, a lot of trolling, people pissed off. Please don't take offense, guys. It's just my top 5 in terms of like which series I enjoyed the most. I'm not necessarily saying in that video that, Walking Dead is better than Game of Thrones. Like Walking Dead this year had a better year than Game of Thrones did, or that any of these series are necessarily better than the other ones. It's just the ones that I enjoyed the most. So it was like my favorite series for the year. It's pretty hard to say these are like the 5 best series of the year because there's so many TV series out there. I haven't seen them all. I haven't seen all of Westworld. I haven't seen all of, some of the other shows that are on. Like there's Homeland and The Blacklist and all kinds of stuff on TV, and I haven't seen everything. So for me to come out here and say that, Game of Thrones or Walking Dead is better than any other show on TV, that's pretty hard to say. So that's why I did like a top 5 favorite and not a top 5 best, because it's hard to say that. I'd probably guess Game of Thrones Season 6 would probably take that if you're going for a best competition. But I also forgot to mention Stranger Things, so that's definitely got to be an honorable mention, and JB called me on that. He said, Trev, you forgot Stranger Things, at least as an honorable mention in your review for it. I really thought you liked it. Oh, you're right, man. I love Stranger Things Season 1. I thought Stranger Things Season 1 was incredible. If you guys got some time over the break and you got Netflix or whatever, or if you don't, you can sign up for a free trial, but they've got Stranger Things, incredible first season of a series, like one of the best first seasons of a show I've ever seen. I hope the show gets a long run and it continues year after year because it's really great. In terms of my top 5 favorites, it kind of came out of nowhere. You know, it's the first season of a show. I hadn't heard that much about the show when it first aired until people were telling me, like, Trev, this show is incredible. You got to check out Stranger Things. And then I went and I watched and I was like, wow, that was awesome. And yeah, it's definitely one that would be close to my top 5. If I did a top 10, it'd have to be in there. But, you know, I like Batman a lot, so Gotham is like, I got to put that in there. 22 episodes a season. They're putting a lot of work into it and stuff. And Fear the Walking Dead I enjoyed so much. Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and Mr. Robot, you know. But yeah, Stranger Things would be right up there. It might be number 6 for me, even though it's a first season, which is really weird to have like a favorite series that just started. Because it's competing with stuff that's been on for 6 or 7 years now, which is tough because you really get into the swing of a show like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones after 5 or 6 years. It's like, you know, really hits its stride, I feel like, and is, you know, just a lot of fun, man, absolutely. So, but good call out. It's an incredible show. And Matthew Dwyer said, how much more better does Game of Thrones have to be, and how much more declining does Walking Dead have to do for Game of Thrones to be your favorite, Trev? So good. It's a nice call out, Matt. You know, hey, we're not you know, free from scrutiny here. You go right ahead, man. You leave your comments, you troll. Well, it's not really trolling, but you write whatever you want. And you know, you've got a great point, man. When I had to choose like my favorite series of this year, be it Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, that was a tough choice, man. I mean, I went back and forth. I'm like, but Battle of the Bastards, you know, The Winds of Winter versus, you know, Negan and Walking Dead. It's like, oh, man, what was my favorite? You know, I got to go with Negan. I got to go with Walking Dead. How much better does Game of Thrones have to get to top Walking Dead for me? I don't know if it's fair because, as people said in comments too, Trev, you're biased, you're just such a Walking Dead fanboy. And I'm not disagreeing with you, you're right. You know, Walking Dead is my favorite series ever. It's also my favorite comic series ever. And I think that's the crucial distinction, is that The Walking Dead has the comic book series, which is my favorite. This shirt is over 6 years old. I got this shirt in season 1 of The Walking Dead, or maybe it was season 2, but a long time ago. You know, Walking Dead has been my favorite series for a really long time now, and it would take a lot for another show to top Walking Dead. It would be really hard to do. Game of Thrones probably doesn't have the ability to do it for me because in terms of reading novels, I'll read novels. You know, I'll read A Song of Ice and Fire, but I'm not that into it, being a visual guy. I gotta see it, you know, and most people are like that too. If you look at the ratings for something like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, a lot more people watch The Walking Dead on TV than read the comic books. So that's why, like, for me, you're probably right, Matt. It's probably not a fair contest because I'm such a huge fan of The Walking Dead comics. I own every single issue, and I've read every issue like 3 or 4 times. It's probably... Maybe there's nothing Game of Thrones can do to top it for me as my favorite. Maybe The Walking Dead just is my favorite, and even though Game of Thrones has 2 years left, it won't be able to top it as my favorite show ever. That's probably true, but Game of Thrones is like my number 2 favorite series ever now, I'd have to say, after season 6. So at least it got there. But I don't feel like The Walking Dead declined that much this year. I mean, sure, the first half of Season 7 was a little slow, but we're talking calendar year. You're also including the second half of Season 6, which had No Way Out. It had, you know, getting to see all the new communities. It had, you know, like a larger world feel. It had the first appearance of Negan, JDM as Negan. A lot of dark comedy in the first half from Negan, new stuff we'd never seen before. So, again, I was mostly excited for that because I knew the comics, and so when the TV series, you know, came on, I was like, oh man, yeah, you know, I can't wait to see Negan. So excited because of the comics. So again, you see, it's not really fair. So at least for me anyway, yeah. And the next one was, hey Trev, how can we thank you for making videos for us all year? So yeah, if you guys want to send a Christmas tip, I used to get a lot of tips when I was delivering newspapers when I was a kid. If you guys want to tip me, you can do so through the Patreon account. It's patreon.com/TrevsChan2. I'll put the link in the description. If you want to, you know, please don't take it the wrong way. People get weird about this. So totally cool. And, you know, if you want to tip $1 or something, that's cool for the videos for the year. I'd appreciate it, but absolutely, you don't have to. You know, I thank all you guys for watching and everything. You guys are awesome. The Unoriginal Gamer says, this is my favorite season because I love how they made the feeling of hopelessness. When they win, it'll be that much better. And, you know, Teddy Zuppa said something along the same lines. So, it comes into play like, was this first half necessary? So to a degree, I think this first half of Walking Dead was absolutely necessary. And both you guys are right, the Unoriginal Gamer and Teddy Zuppa, that we did have to feel that feeling of hopelessness and being under Negan's thumb like that, being oppressed, to feel that feeling of triumph when Rick and the others defeat Negan eventually. So it's just the fact that it's a longer series, a long-running series, and this half did that to us. It made us feel that way, and it wasn't the most entertaining thing to see, but it was necessary to kind of make us feel hopeless, so that later on, when Rick and the others fight back against Negan, the stakes are higher than ever, and if they eventually beat him, which good guys usually do win. I won't spoil anything for those who don't read the comics again, but if they eventually beat him, the feeling of triumph will be even greater because we will know the adversity they went through, and it will leave us at maybe the highest climax of the series ever. But again, we'll have to see. Next one's from John Beckett, and he says, "Hey Trev, do you think that you could rank the episodes from the first half of The Walking Dead Season 7, episodes 1 through 8, like you did last year?" So I won't be doing that this year, John, because, this first half of Walking Dead Season 7 has got a lot of heat. Some people don't even want to hear about it as it is. So I'll just say, the day will come when you won't be. The premiere is probably the best out of this half. Episode 8, then Episode 7 for me. And then after that, you might have to go with like Service, Go-Getters, The Cell, and then maybe Swear, and then The Well. That's probably the order I would go in from best to worst, something like that. Luke Monsell says, Trev, which Walking Dead villain do you think is the most redeemable in terms of their motives? So, great question from Luke. We've had a lot of villains throughout The Walking Dead. Who is most redeemable? I think I'd have to go with Shane, probably. Now, Shane is a villain that he kind of morphs. You could even argue he's not really a villain. He morphs out of the original group, right? And he becomes kind of a villain, depending on which side you're on with that. But I think his motives are very redeemable. I mean, it's kind of like when he hears about the kid, when he knows the kid is his, and now that Rick has confirmed that as well, which is a great confirmation because it kind of adds to the Season 2 conflict and makes it mean something a little different. Because when he finds out about the baby and, he's like, that baby is mine. He probably knows that baby is his, right? The thought that Rick is going to raise his daughter, his baby, as the father, and that it's really Shane's, that's enough to make almost anybody flip a lid. If you're in a zombie apocalypse and there's no rules, there's no law, there's just groups, and you've gone back to kind of a very old type of civilization where it's just like a survival of the fittest pretty much, you might go nuts, right? Being Shane, knowing that Rick is going to raise your kid and it's your kid and there's nothing you can do about it, that could make somebody go crazy. I mean, that kind of shit makes people go crazy in the real world. If you watch enough episodes of Dateline, you'll see enough episodes where a husband just decides to kill the bitch when she goes to take all the kids from him. It's like the wife's going to take the kids, he just kills her. Sometimes this shit happens, even in real life. In a zombie apocalypse where you're fighting for your life all the time and there's no consequences, yeah, you could definitely see Shane losing his mind as far as that goes. Also because Rick kind of takes the group over from him. Shane is kind of the leader at that point, and Rick kind of joins the group, and Rick takes the group over, kind of from Shane. So Shane is like the leader up until he gets there. And then once he gets there, Rick does take the group from him. So I want to say, even though Merle was probably going to try to take it as well with Daryl, that would have been interesting to see. But I'd say Shane is the most redeemable in motives. Definitely more than who else we got? The governor or Gareth from Terminus, the Hunters, the Wolves, or Negan or anybody else. Shane is the most redeemable, I'd have to say. Then we got Suspect 2 says, Q&A Trev, how many extended episodes do you think there will be in the back half of Season 7? So, how many extended? So, I mean, I think, honestly, I think extended episodes are not always intentional. After we saw the first half of season 7, I think some of those episodes literally were just extended because, like, it was a mistake. I think they filmed too much stuff, or they had too much stuff to cram in, that they were like, you know what, we better extend this or something. And that's just kind of how it worked out because they didn't want to cut certain things. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll have to see for the second half. I mean, I would guess maybe 2 or 3 extended episodes. If they do more than that, to be honest, I'd be a little bit worried because I almost think they do it on accident sometimes, and it's not intentional. Then the last one will be from Kelly Mack, and she says, Q&A, Trev, love your work. Do you think Rosita and Eugene will hook up in the TV series? Especially now that Spencer's dead, I guess that the question makes even more sense. Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I guess they could, or they might. You know, because they've been together on the road and all that prior and everything, and obviously Eugene likes Rosita. He's been vicariously watching her and stuff when she's getting busy. He likes to watch, right? You know, it'd just be so weird in the TV series. But I guess, you know, it's going to be weird if you go that route. Personally, I think it'd be better to see Rosita and Daryl, something like that. I think would be really cool to remix that and switch it. I've kind of been thinking that was a good idea for a couple seasons now. But we may never see a love interest for Daryl, so you're probably right. It'll probably be Rosita and Eugene, but it'll just be really weird to see. I mean, I don't know. It'd just be a little weird. So it's what it is. But Eugene's weird. So no matter who Eugene is with, it's going to be awkward or weird. Except for maybe if he was with Tara or something. Even though I know Tara's not bi. She's full on. She likes girls. But, you know, because she's awkward too, and he's awkward, so maybe that could make sense. I don't know. That's awkward. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a good Boxing Day tomorrow if you're going shopping or whatever you're going to do. Camping out outside of a Walmart or whatever big box store you guys end up doing. Whatever you guys do on Boxing Day and Christmas. So enjoy your turkey dinner if you guys are having it. You know, pie, whatever. Have a great one, guys. Just wanted to be there with you guys, at least for a bit, as usual, for Christmas Day. Absolutely. And yesterday did the Timeline Explained video, the extended Christmas special. It's in the channel. You can check it out. Click the channel name below and click the timeline if you want to see that. It's over half an hour long. So have a very Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't celebrate, then just happy holidays and enjoy your time off. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Check out the Patreon if you want to. Check out the Timeline video, guys. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, click that subscribe button bottom left. Always appreciate it, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. It's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. You can share, you can favorite, you can subscribe. Hell, you're all going to be doing that.